Sagittarius, from the 23rd of November to the 21st of December. Rules the hips and thighs. Metal, tin. Perfume, aloe. Stone, blue sapphire. Plant, American agave. Flower, hydrangea. Planet, Jupiter. Color, blue. Element, fire. Keyword, benevolence. Day, Thursday. Ruler, sachet real. Beloved disciple, in our present course we have arrived at the constellation of Sagittarius. Metal, tin. Stone, blue sapphire. The natives of Sagittarius are extremely passionate and fornicators. Eliphas Levi says, "Unfortunate be the Samson of the Kabbalah, who lets himself be put to sleep by Delilah. The Hercules of science, who exchanges his royal scepter for the bone of Omphaliah, will very soon feel the revenge of Deianira, and nothing else will be left for him but the fire of Mount Etna to escape the tormenting devourers of the robe of Neso." The 7 planets of the solar system are the 7 Sephiroths, and the triune spiritual sun is the Sephirothic crown. These 10 Sephiroths live and throb in our own conscience, and we must learn to manipulate and change them in the marvelous laboratory of our interior universe. These 10 Sephiroths are Kether, the balancing force, the magician of the first arcane of the tarot, whose primitive hieroglyph is represented by a man. Hukmah, wisdom, the priestess of the tarot, occult wisdom, the second card of the tarot. The moon, primitive hieroglyph, is the mouth of man. Bina, intelligence, the planet Venus, the third card of the tarot. The Empress, the primitive symbol, is a hand in the attitude of taking. These 3 Sephiroths are the Sephirotic crown. Then the 7 inferior Sephiroths are in the following order: Chesed, Jupiter, the divine being, Atman, primitive hieroglyph, a breast, the 4th card of the tarot, Mercy, the card of the Emperor. Deborah, strictness, the 5th card of man, the Pope or the Tarot Hierophant, Mars, the warrior of Aries. Tifereth, Venus of Taurus, beauty, love of the Holy Spirit, the Buddhic body of man, the 6th card of the tarot, the lover. Hod, Mercury of Gemini, the chariot of the tarot, the 7th card and the eternity of everything. Nitsa, the justice of the arcane, the 8th card of the tarot. Saturn, victory. Yesod, the son of Leo, the 9th card of the tarot. The hermit, the absolute. Malkuth, the entire universe. Mary or Virgo, nature. These 10 Sephiroths live within our being and are our solar system. The tarot is intimately related with esoteric astrology and with initiation. Arcane 10. It is the first hour of Apollonius, the transcendental study of occultism. The first hour of Apollonius. Arcane 11. It is the second hour of Apollonius. Strength, the pits of fire. The astral virtues form a circle through dragons and fire. Study of occult forces. Arcane 12. Sacrifice, the third hour of Apollonius. The serpents, the dogs, and the fire. Sexual alchemy. Work with the Kundalini. Sexual magic. Arcane 13. Death. The 4th hour of Apollonius. The neophyte will wander at night among the sepulchres, will experience the horror of visions, will give himself up to magic and goephia. This means that the disciple will see himself attacked by millions of black magicians in the astral plane. These dark magicians will attempt to draw the disciple away from the luminous path. Arcane 14. The 2 urns. Divine magnetism and human magnetism. The superior waters of heaven. During this time, the disciple will learn to be pure and chaste because he comprehends the value of his seminal liquid. Arcane 15. The electric hurricane. The Baphomet. The 6th hour of Apollonius. Here it is necessary to be still, motionless, because of fear. This means the terrible test of the guardian of the threshold, before which one needs much courage to overcome it.
Arcane 16. The Fulminated Tower, the 7th hour of Apollonius. Fire comforts the courageous beings, and if a priest, a sufficiently purified man, steals and then projects it, and if he mixes it with holy oil and then consecrates it, he will achieve the healing of illnesses with merely applying it to the infected part. The initiate here sees his material fortune threatened, arid his business fail. Arcane 17. The Star of Hope, the 8th hour of Apollonius. Arcane 18. The Star of the Magi, the 9th hour of Apollonius. The astral virtues of the elements, of the seeds of all types, study of the lesser mysteries, the 9 arcades through which the student has to climb. Arcane 19. The Shining Light, the 10th hour of Apollonius. The doors of heaven open, and man comes out of his lethargy. This is the number 10 of the second great initiation of greater mysteries that permits the initiate to travel in the etheric body. This is the wisdom of John the Baptist. Arcane 20. The Awakening of the Dead, the 11th hour of Apollonius. The angels, the cherubims, and the seraphims fly with murmurs. There is rejoicing in heaven, the earth awakens, and the sun surges from Adam. This process belongs to the great initiations of greater mysteries, where only the terror of the law reigns. Arcane 21. The Crown of the Magicians, the 12th hour of Apollonius. The courts of fire become still. This is the victorious entry into the limitless bliss of nirvana, where the master is clothed with the shining robe of Dharmasaya, or renounces the bliss of nirvana for the love of humanity, and becomes a bodhisattva of compassion. He is a savior of poor aching humanity. He is one more wedge of the protective wall raised with the blood of martyrs. Samyak Sambuddho, master of perfection, renounce nirvana for the love of humanity. The perfect Buddhas, dressed with the glory of Dharmasaya, can no longer help man or humanity, because nirvana is the forgetting of the world and men forever. The Bodhisattvas, Quan Chi Hen, Tashisna, Buddha, and Christ radiate their light over suffering humanity. After great sacrifices, the Bodhisattvas enter a supernirvanic world of happiness. The protective wall is formed by the Bodhisattvas of compassion. We, the Gnostics, follow the steps of our predecessors. Aum Vajraponi Hum. In this lesson of Jupiter in Sagittarius, we have talked to thee of the nirvanic path, because thunderous Jupiter is the sacred symbol of our inner being. This reminds us of the Capitoline Jupiter of the Romans. Jupiter in Sagittarius influences the large femoral arteries, where the blood is totally magnetized under Jupiter. Exercise. Squat like the Peruvian Huacas. Place your hands on your legs with the index fingers pointing upwards towards heaven to attract the rays of Jupiter, exactly as Huiracocha teaches us, so that we may intensely magnetize the femorals. The mantram is Isis, which is pronounced vocalizing it like this: pronouncing a sibilant sound with the S like that of the wind. With this clue, you will totally awaken clairvoyance and will obtain the power to read the Akashic records of nature. We now have to meditate intensely on the inner being, begging him to bring us the angel Zachariel to help us. In this path, we will have to live all the 12 hours of which the great sage Apollonius spoke about.
Pappus, the black magician, tried to disfigure the 12 hours of Apollonius with teachings of black magic, liquidating all the millions of Kabbalistic volumes that drift in the world. We arrived at the conclusion that all Kabbalah is reduced to the 22 major arcanes of the tarot and 4 aces, which represent the 4 elements of nature. On such a simple thing, scholars have written millions of volumes and theories that would turn crazy anyone who had the bad taste of becoming intellectualized with all that arsenal. The worst of it is that in questions of Kabbalah, the black magicians took over what they found to disfigure the teaching and lead the world astray. The works of Pappus are legitimate black magic. The tarot is a book as ancient as the ages and is intimately related with the wisdom of the planetary gods. This book is the tarot deck and is made up of 78 cards, divided into 22 called major arcanes, 56 denominated lesser arcanes. The 4 aces represent the elements of nature. The ace of spades symbolizes fire. The ace of hearts symbolizes water. The ace of diamonds symbolizes air. The ace of clubs symbolizes earth. All the 56 cards of the lesser arcanes are based on these 4 aces and on the 10 numbers of our decimal system. In the 22 major arcanes, for example, a 4 of clubs is no other but the arcane 4, the emperor, and the symbol of the ace of clubs repeated 4 times. The same happens with the 56 cards of the lesser arcanes. Intuitively interpret these cards, combining the natural element with the major arcanes, and the problem is resolved. For example, a 6 of diamonds would be interpreted by combining the arcane 6 with the element air or soul, symbolized by the diamonds. This would say, a love affair, and so successively. There are 2 kinds of Kabbalists, inteffectual Kabbalists and intuitive Kabbalists. The inteffectual Kabbalists are black magicians. The intuitive Kabbalists are white magicians. The sidereal gods many times answer us by showing us a card of the tarot. Then we intuitively comprehend the answer that has been given to us. The intuitive Kabbalists, by merely looking at a card of the tarot, comprehend what destiny reserves for them. On a certain occasion, I consulted a genie about the convenience of making a trip for which I was not prepared economically. The planetary genie showed me 3 cards. One of them was a king of diamonds, everything beautifully embroidered with gold. I understood with my heart and made my trip. Everything went very well. When humanity was judged before me, I saw the tarot extended in lines of 7 cards, and when a certain card of the 6th line was shown, the gods judged the great prostitute, humanity, and considered it unworthy. The sentence of the gods was, "To the abyss, to the abyss, to the abyss, to the abyss." The number of humanity is 666. The white magician prays to the gods, throws his cards on the table with closed eyes, and beseeching his god, picks up a card, observes it, and makes the forecast with his intuition. Each card of the tarot is by itself a total forecast. The exercises of Sagittarius are to awaken clairvoyance and to see and comprehend all these things. The Kabbalists of intuition understand everything with the heart. The intellectual Kabbalists want to resolve everything with the animal mind. The Kabbalist of intuition is only guided by the voice of the silence, the inner being. These cards of the tarot is the language of the superior worlds of light.
These cards of the tarot are the occult wisdom of the sidereal gods. The 12 hours of Apollonius are the path of initiation. It is horrifying to see how men have accumulated so many theories on this book as simple and sublime as God. The 78 plates of the tarot are like 78 ineffable hieroglyphs shining in this pyramid of 5 angles called man. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 10. The entire progress of the student is based on these numbers. Each year has its Kabbalistic card that allows us to make intuitive forecasts.
1951 is broken up like this. 1951 equals 16. Arcane 16. The fulminated tower, meaning divine destruction. Before the 21st of March of 1952, a great nation received a great karmic punishment. This is already defined. If we add together all the numbers of our birth date, we would obtain our own Kabbalistic number. There are those who figure out the numerical value of the letters in their own names and surnames. Iglesias Gennaro is a specialist in this, but we are not interested in this branch because it has not yet been studied in depth esoterically in a scientific manner. The only thing I have proven is that within the name of people, according to the sense of the letters, karma is enclosed. For example, women whose name is Dolores suffer the unutterable in life. A certain Colombian politician had the surname Turbay, which we could break up like this: Turba eyes, or I Turba. This politician died without seeing his success, and the turbas, or crowds, did not follow him. The authorized Kabbalist only acts under the voice of the inner being. When the intellect wants to combine the cards of the tarot on its own, it falls into the most painful aberrations. The tarot is the esoteric wisdom of the stars. The cards of the tarot are taken from the most ineffable worlds of Edenic light. The meaning of the 22 major arcanes is the following. First, man or the magician. 21st, total demoralization. 2, woman and occultism. 22, victory. 3, humanity and creation. 4, power and what is created. 5, authority and mental life. 6, love and amorous attraction. 7, the chariot of war, struggles. 8, justice, suffering. 9, divine love, prudence. 10, fortune. 11, courage. 12, sacrifice. 13, death, transformations. 14, temperance, chastity. 15, fatality. 16, catastrophe and destruction. 17, hopes. 18, occult enemies. 19, the truth. 20, changes. 1951 is broken up like this. 1951 equals 16. Arcane 16. The fulminated tower, meaning divine destruction. Before the 21st of March of 1952, a great nation received a great karmic punishment. This is already defined. If we add together all the numbers of our birth date, we would obtain our own Kabbalistic number. There are those who figure out the numerical value of the letters in their own names and surnames. Iglesias Gennaro is a specialist in this, but we are not interested in this branch because it has not yet been studied in depth esoterically in a scientific manner. The only thing I have proven is that within the name of people, according to the sense of the letters, karma is enclosed. For example, women whose name is Dolores suffer the unutterable in life. A certain Colombian politician had the surname Turbay, which we could break up like this: Turba eyes, or I Turba. This politician died without seeing his success, and the turbas, or crowds, did not follow him. The authorized Kabbalist only acts under the voice of the inner being. When the intellect wants to combine the cards of the tarot on its own, it falls into the most painful aberrations. The tarot is the esoteric wisdom of the stars. The cards of the tarot are taken from the most ineffable worlds of Edenic light. The meaning of the 22 major arcanes is the following. First, man or the magician. 21st, total demoralization. 2, woman and occultism. 22, victory. 3, humanity and creation. 4, power and what is created. 5, authority and mental life. 6, love and amorous attraction. 7, the chariot of war, struggles. 8, justice, suffering. 9, divine love, prudence. 10, fortune. 11, courage. 12, sacrifice. 13, death, transformations. 14, temperance, chastity. 15, fatality. 16, catastrophe and destruction. 17, hopes. 18, occult enemies. 19, the truth. 20, changes.